Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Deadass podcast. I'm your host, Bryzy. Since the last episode, we've actually had quite a fair few new followers and people subscribing and liking. So I thought I'd just briefly run through exactly what I'm all about. And so basically, my profession is a funeral director. And as a funeral director, I've seen many things over the years, been involved in many things related to the death industry. And one of those things I really like to do after hearing lots of funerals, attending lots of funerals and hearing lots of eulogies is to give people the opportunity to be able to capture those moments for themselves. Because over the years of hearing those eulogies, I've heard some amazing stories of people's lives. And those stories not always oftenly told exactly how it is because it's being told by a third person, not the person who's actually passed away. So the idea of this podcast is to just capture some of those stories from anybody across the world and cement those stories forever so that maybe one day when it's inevitable that everyone's turn comes, that there is some of those stories there that have been captured and possibly be shared with their own, as a part of their own eulogy. So,
cool.
So as saying that, I've got one of my good friends on, Nurse Nasty.
How you doing, Bryzy?
Really well, as yourself.
Yeah, good.
For people who don't know your name is Cath, but everyone knows you as Nurse Nasty. And
Well, most people around town, I think, know me as Nurse Nasty. For a while there, I think there were people around town who didn't even know my first name.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I actually didn't know your first name for a long time. I only ever knew you as Nurse Nasty. Or if someone would say, "Oh, Catherine," like who?
What a claim to fame.
Yeah. Oh, you get the old phone call at night time and we have to do a translate. Hey, it's Nurse Nasty.
It's like a call from some sick movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Nasty.
It's like, what are we in for?
Yeah.
So, look, thank you very much for coming on today and sharing some of your life stories.
Hey, pleasure is all mine. I think this is an excellent idea.
Thank you.
I've been looking at what you've been doing and I really am, it's just really cool.
Oh, cool.
Really good,
Thank you.
and so good to have, something local out there as well. So
Yeah.
it's not only good what you're doing and who you're interviewing, but it's great for the community, I think.
Thank you. I
Going
really
good.
appreciate that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
pleasure.
So pretty much what I want to do is go through and hear some of your stories growing up and, maybe...
You might not. You might not want to hear those.
Oh, well, that's, yeah, why not? Let's get dangerous.
We'll see what we can do.
Yes, that's good. So pretty much, and then I guess your nursing career, some of the things that you've gone through, hence, and why you're called Nurse Nasty.
Yep.
So I'll let you take the reins. Where would you like to start? What got you into nursing anyway? So what started that?
Yeah, I guess I grew up in Blackwater, which is a mining town west of here. Left school, kind of was a bit directionless. My first job, believe it or not, was a bicycle mechanic.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's
so cool. Putting bikes together, fixing bikes and doing all that stuff. Eventually got a job in a hotel, serving beers to buffhead miners. Then I worked at a doctor's surgery and thought, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Went back to working behind the bar, and like about 27, I think I said, you know what, there's got to be more to life for a chick than standing behind a bar and serving beers to the same people every day, hearing the same drunk stories.
Yep.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. People out there are absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful community to grow up in.
You wanted to explore. You wanted to get out and try
I think there was more for me.
Of course.
Than just being defined as a beer chick.
Yeah.
So I wrote a few letters away and got an interview at Gladstone Hospital.
Did you really?
Yeah, and went down there for the interview and was confronted by this amazing woman, Matron Murray, who was an ex-army nurse.
Oh, true.
And, mate, she took no crap.
Oh, really?
She took no prisoners, and she was the most amazing woman.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
cool.
I got the job and, started my life as a student nurse down in Gladstone. Worked a few years there, came up to Rocky after that, went to uni, got a degree, and here we go.
Yeah, and then didn't look back.
Haven't looked back at all.
And how long have you been in this industry now for?
Oh, dare I say, Brian, 35 years, and it's a long time, isn't it?
It is a long time. It is, because
But
you
you
would
know
have seen some shit over those
I've
years
seen
too.
I've
Gone
seen
through,
some-
experienced some things.
Yeah.
35 years is a long time
It is a long time. But
in one industry.
yeah. And I guess the key to that is variance. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm someone who doesn't like to be bored, so nursing is that great opportunity to be varied and to do all sorts of things and
Yeah.
go all sorts of places, which I have done.
Yes.
I guess where I want to take this story is we'll go to 1999. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which is a neurological autoimmune disease which
Yes.
has all sorts of different effects for all sorts of different people. Luckily for me, I have the intermittent remittent type.
Yeah, okay,
and
sure.
Generally, I'm mostly well.
Yeah.
So, and I was in a wheelchair for some time.
Really?
So was able to experience life from being dependent on people, and you know that time taught me so much about
sure.
myself and so much about life and how people interact with people who are disabled.
Yeah, sure.
And was just, I guess, horrified.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, you'd go to a shop and someone would be pushing you in your wheelchair, and people speak to the people pushing you.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So, you know, that opened up lots of thought processes for me. And eventually, you know, I got better and was able to return to work, and all was good. And I was working in private practice, seeing lots of things, doing lots of things.
That would have given you a completely different outlook on life, and an appreciation for the simple things that people take for granted too, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you wouldn't think anything of it until you've actually been put into that situation.
No.
And how many people are lucky enough to be able to go back after essentially being put into a wheelchair?
Yeah, look, I think one of the scariest things I've been confronted with, and it's just something simple and we all see it every day, is being in the back of a wheelchair taxi in a wheelchair and having no control over anything. And those things move.
Yes.
The taxi moves, the chair moves in the taxi. You've got no control, and it's frightening.
Oh, I could imagine.
Absolutely frightening. And imagine being in Brisbane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of those drivers are less than, you know,
Qualified?
for want of a better word. It was so scary.
It would be.
And you think, you know, you look around and you see all those poor people in wheelchair taxis now, and, you know, little kids strapped in. I think, you know, it's really scary. So
yeah, I wouldn't even think of that, but now that you mention it like that, I would be shitting my
going around a
pants.
corner,
Yeah.
you know, and you're on one wheel on your wheelchair.
I could, that would scare the absolute shit out of me.
Takes a whole new meaning on the word donut, man.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, that was one thing. Trying to get to the toilet in the public toilets in a wheelchair,
yeah.
you know, and you go through one set of doors and the door opens this way, and you go through the other sort. No, door opens that way. The next door opens back into you. You're
Yes.
stuck in this void.
Of course, yeah.
Really simple things like that. And I remember going to the MS clinic in Brisbane, and they give you tips on how to live life as a disabled person, and, you know, what things can do to make you better. And one of the things was when you go to the toilet to try and sit on frontwards.
Oh,
So
okay.
you get yourself out of the wheelchair and sit
sit on it facing towards it.
face towards the wall. So you
Okay.
just slide
Straight
forward.
on. Yeah, okay.
But then no one teaches you how to get to the shit paper man.
True.
You know what I mean? So you get yourself in yoga position 958,
Yeah, of course.
trying to grab the paper. Like, it's just stuff like that no one thinks about. And it just makes you think, how do people get along every day?
Yeah.
Life must be so hard for people who are disabled. And
how did you overcome that? Was it part of therapy or something that you had to go through?
lots
Was
of
it
therapy.
like okay.
Yeah, lots of therapy. And luckily for me, as I said, mine is intermittent remittent,
sure.
so it comes and goes.
It comes and goes.
Probably the most thing that I get now is like really fatigued.
Yeah.
If I get overheated, I get really fatigued.
Sure.
Sometimes if I'm tired, I can't find words.
Yes, okay.
I have a bit of trouble word finding. Not that you'd notice that, Bryce.
No, no, you're actually very fluent.
Smart ass.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, all cool. I get a bit of nerve pain down my legs. You know,
Sure.
it's stuff that's manageable.
Yeah, okay.
You know, so
and you learned.
it's just part of my life. It's just there. It's not out the front.
Sure. You learn to manage that though.
That's
like
it.
you've
That's
come
it.
to
Like I will energy bank. If I've got 4 days off, I'll probably sleep 2 of those days.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So that
Yeah.
I can have enough energy and enough
to tackle what's
to tackle the
come.
next few days. And
Yeah.
you know, luckily where I work, I'm able to roster around
Yeah.
that, and you know, it's good.
So you essentially, once you got back into the workforce,
Yeah.
and you came back into it, you must have had a whole new look on it. You
Yeah.
totally
You pretty much do.
appreciation
you know,
for what you got,
That's right.
and then
you just-
appreciation for the people who are going through
and
it.
you just learn to value life, I think.
Yes.
Then-
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Come along 2003, got the lovely diagnosis of breast cancer,
Oh shit.
which
So
was
another
like
one
an
to it.
absolute slap in the head with a dead fish.
That would have been.
Yeah, not good times. But I think I just went in there and just went, you know what, I'm not done yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not done.
Yeah.
I'm not done. So the scary thing, you know, doing the whole getting the breast removed,
Yes.
which wasn't traumatic really for me, but for some women it is.
Oh, of course it would be. 100%.
You know, it's a whole different ball game. Is, you know, body appearance, self-esteem, all that stuff.
Self-esteem, yep.
But for me, it was more about, you know, I just want to live.
Yep. You want life.
Yeah,
Yep.
6 months of chemo.
Wow.
Thought my butt was going to come out of my mouth. You know,
Really?
just vomit.
Yeah.
Dreadful.
I mean, I got no idea what it would be like, but I could only imagine that it would be absolutely terrible.
And it's funny, you know, I heard you talk to Cole about things that trigger memories.
Yes.
When Cole was doing his, and you said we won't put Vicks or stuff up our nose.
Yes,
you know.
that's right.
To
Yep.
this day, I can't stand looking at red drinks.
Really?
Anything red cordial just sends me.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
one of my chemo drugs was red.
Red? Yep.
I will just sweat. It's amazing what the brain does. you
Yeah,
know,
it is, isn't it? And
that
associates that
gets into
with
that-
something bad.
Yeah.
You know?
It's wild. Anyway, got through that. In my recovery period, I was hanging out with the people at the Cancer Council because
Sure.
that's what you do. You link into those services and
Yeah.
all things cancer, you know,
Yes.
for a while. But it was a really good thing to do, and I met some really amazing people. And
Yeah, sure.
sadly, some of those people have passed on, and
Yep.
you again think, how lucky am I? You know, like.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so lucky. I'm so grateful. But part of that process was we organised a ride with the local hog group,
Oh, yeah, sure.
and they kindly donated one of their days to taking women with breast cancer who were in
Wow,
active
that's cool.
treatment. And such a good day. We were on the back swinging our bras and, you know, doing all that wild stuff.
Yeah.
And those guys and their wives and partners were absolutely amazing and
That's
so
awesome.
welcoming. At the end of that, I went home to my then partner and said, you know what, that was such a great day.
Yeah.
We're going to be getting ourselves some Harleys.
Yes, that's sick.
So that's how it started.
Is that what started
So-
the Harley obsession?
Joined the local Harley group.
Good on you.
We both got low riders. Mine was called Beverly Rose. And never looked back. And that's where I got the name Nurse Nasty.
Is that how you got it?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
rightio.
And look,
I
Yeah. So
I
I
never
knew.
knew how you got it, actually. I thought it was starting a lot more gruesome, but
no.
yeah, just,
What did you say? You thought I was just an arsehole. No. Turns out I'm
wasn't-
just a groovy chick. Cop.
yeah, that's it, 100%.
Yeah, so on my vest there's a little tag that, you know how they'll have the
Yes.
little tags. Mine just says Nasty.
I love it.
Yeah, so did lots of awesome rides and you know, been all over Australia on my bike. And
Have you really?
Been absolute best therapy for me ever.
I cannot recommend riding enough.
Oh.
I reckon that for me, that's my therapy too.
It just gets into your senses.
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
100%. And it's like one of those things, like it doesn't matter how much I've been riding or how often I ride, every time I get on the bike and I start it and I go for that first ride up the street,
You
the endorphins kick in. I feel like I'm just free.
It's the best
it is.
form of decompression.
Oh, 100%.
Love it.
100%.
Love it.
Even to the point where I actually bloody rode one off with business,
Yeah.
turn one into a hearse.
Yeah. Good.
Because I just love
What
it
a
that
way to
much.
do it.
It's the most
Yeah.
favourite thing in the world.
it's awesome.
You can see why people get addicted to it.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, like as I said, I've ridden all over, just about all over Australia. I haven't done the West Coast yet, but that's in my plan.
Yeah.
My dream is to ride up to Broome and
True.
down the other side and back home
And
again.
what do you do? Do you rough it? Do you just throw the swags on and go up
yeah,
there? Or
I've
do you
been,
do the motor in jobs? Like, How do you tackle it?
It depends on who you go with.
Yeah, sure.
We were riding there for a while with the Southern Cross Association, who have an annual ride for spina bifida, and they raise money for kids with spina bifida.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about bikers. Everyone thinks they're Dodge.
Yeah, no, that's it.
But bikers do a hell of a lot of good.
Of course they do. It's just the minority of what.
Absolutely, and it's like
groups.
anything, mate.
Like anything, you get the 1%.
So that 5-day, it's under the Southern Cross, and they map out a route around Queensland.
Yep.
And it could be anywhere. Like I've been over to Cameron's Corner with these guys.
Yeah.
And you have to swag it.
Yeah.
Tent it.
Yeah.
It's rough as guts. Sometimes you don't get a shower. Sometimes your shower is a hose.
That's what I love, but I reckon that's the coolest when you really rough it like that.
Yeah. Everyone's got a blue shirt on. Those Southern Crosses, dude. If you see bikers out there with blue T-shirts on in mass, you know they're doing something great.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, so that's some of the things we've done. I've just been around with personal groups, just friends groups. We've gone all the way down to the bottom of South Australia, across to Port Pirie, up to Coober Pedy, up to Alice Springs, Ayers Rock, back up to Karumba and down. So, covered lots and lots of miles. Been to Darwin twice. Just the best thing.
Yeah. And you reckon you'll just keep riding forever?
Well, I think so. I haven't been on my bike for a while, surprisingly, because I've been a bit too busy, which...
look, life gets in the way of that,
I was just looking at the old girl before I came here, actually, and she's covered in dust, which is sinful. So any bikers out there, I'm really sorry.
That's right.
I could be Nurse Naughty.
Nurse Naughty. Well, I can't complain. I've got a little bit of dust on my
Oh, no, it's dreadful.
Yeah, I did go for a ride on Sunday. I did the Piney Run, and that was always good.
Always good.
You see a heap of other locals doing the same as well.
Yep.
It's a bit ritual there, a bit religious.
Yeah,
it is, people's religion, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
On a Sunday.
Got to be done.
Yeah, hit the pub.
Got to be done.
Bloody hell.
So,
yeah, so no, I just on that note, when you're talking before about how you got into the circles with the people at the council and that, like I never really had any involvement with the council at all over the years. Like I, quite often on the funerals and stuff like that, you'd have the donation envelopes and whatnot available to people. And I really didn't have an appreciation for what they did until actually I got to see it firsthand with a good friend of mine who I actually had who was actually the very first person on the podcast. And when I was down in Brisbane visiting him, I actually went to his partner was staying in one of the Cancer Council apartments there, and just absolutely amazing. That they gave him accommodation for her while he was taking
that you can get while you're going through your journey, or even if you're wanting information or education or support for your family, accommodation, as you say. Yeah. Like it's amazing.
It was absolutely it blew me away because you just sort of you sort of breeze over that stuff without even thinking too much of it.
That's exactly right. You know, it's good.
So next time I'm actually involved with something like that, I will put out a $20 here or $50 there, or put, make a little donation or something. That's good. Because I know where it's going now. I've seen it.
Yep.
So you have an appreciation for it.
That's right.
Yeah. Good. So no, I just definitely wanted to make a note of that because, that was the first time I've actually seen
look, and the Relay for Life thing, I mean, that's something your guys could do. You could get a team out there and...
Yeah. I reckon there's something we should probably do this year or something like that too.
Yeah. You have to make your old button. Oh, look, it's a great event, Cole. Don't be shaking your head there, boy.
He can lead it. It's a great way.
He can be well.
He's like, great.
You can do the Cole set. He can be well, mate. Get your beanbag out there with your titty, son. This boy ain't not going to be walking.
Yeah, you can watch.
Yeah, so I can advise you. That'd be a great thing.
I reckon that's a good idea. There's friends of ours that do it. They do it every year. So
I've done it a few times, but I just got a bit. I think once you're immersed in that kind of culture for a few years, there's a time.
Oh,
like everything, it runs itself out, and it was wonderful for me at that time, and gave us lots of support and met lots of beautiful people. But there's a time to move on. But I'll never forget what that group did for me and for my partner at the time and for my family. And friends as well. So I think things like that need to be recognised and supported if we can in any kind of small way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just to even just let people just take the time, even if it's just for a couple of minutes, just to sit back and actually watch what these people do and what they're actually and how they actually help out and stuff. Like it's just, unless you've seen it firsthand, I guess you don't really know, or you don't really have an appreciation for what they're really doing. So I just wanted to actually just throw that out there.
Kudos to those guys.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Definitely. Yep. So after the chemotherapy and everything like that, and
Got the bike.
That's the therapy.
That's the therapy.
And,
Got breast cancer again.
Again.
Yeah. So they say if you make 7 years, you're good for life. So I had another. I can't just do one thing, Brian.
No, of course. No, that's not like you.
What is the point?
That's exactly right.
What is the point? So I had another go.
Yeah.
So I actually got a prosthesis fitted.
Okay, rightio.
So I wasn't going to be one of those girls that walk around with one of those, because they give you this little sock filled with cotton wool. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, fair enough. Yep.
So I went, and neither was I going to have a silicone prosthesis because, Nurse Nasty does her own thing.
Yes, exactly right.
So she invented a few different things. So first of all,
you invented something. Here we go.
Right, here we go.
Yes, here we go.
I am the absolute guru on fake titties.
True.
Mate. First I went, let's try some birdseed.
Really? Birdseed?
Yeah. Walked under a sprinkler. A few days later, she's sprouting. That's not going to work.
No, obviously not.
Because, the cotton wool is not heavy enough and the weight's not right.
Okay.
So, birdseed's not going to cut it right.
No.
Let's have a go at a bit of rice.
Yeah, right.
We didn't think that through because, you sweat a bit and it gets wet,
absorption.
That stinks.
Oh, no.
She's gone mouldy. No good.
Oh, no.
Flour, that's no good either.
Same thing?
Yeah, no.
Moisture issue.
I think after prototype 6, I went, you know what, I think I'm going to have to just go and fit the norm.
Yeah, fair enough. And
being outside of the box is...
I love it.
It's not always what it's cut out to be. So got the prosthesis, and after 7 years, I went, you know what, I think I might have a go at getting an implant.
Yeah.
And, people get implants all the time.
Of course they do.
How hard can it be?
Yeah.
So I rock up to this beautiful man in Brisbane. He does all the stuff, and we get the implant, come back looking schmick.
Yeah.
Get down to the Harley Club there, strutting the stuff, poking the girls out, all's good.
Good on you.
And they're all going, poink, 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 poink. So then I got really sick, couldn't work out why. And I think because my MS didn't cope, the autoimmune stuff, and it just went toxic. And
sure.
I was septic, got flown to Brisbane, had to get it out. So
no.
never to be seen in there again. So just carrying around the old fakie.
Yeah, sure.
Which is fine,
Yeah.
Then comes the day, like those things are about $450 each. I don't know if people know that.
For a fake one?
Yeah.
For the prosthetic one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. There is a subsidy for that, but they're not cheap.
Yeah.
But walking down the street one day and I'm thinking, it's a bit wet. And I'm thinking, I only got this a week ago. So I get back round there to Daniel's Surgical and I say, you sold me a fake boob, mate. What's the go?
Yeah.
Have you got a cat? Oh, what's wrong with it? And I said, it's leaking. And they, have you got a cat by any chance? The cat had just done the whole...
Oh, no, he sprung a leak.
So I had to do a bit of repairs on that one there. Yeah. So we're all good now. We've got the fake boob.
Okay, yeah.
All sweet. So we're on this trip to Darwin and I said to my mate Mufti, you know what? I've been through shit.
Yeah.
I need to be doing something to celebrate my life.
Yeah, of course.
Because, celebration's important.
100%.
And I said to him, I've been thinking, was Mufti, love the man.
Yeah.
He is mostly the road captain. And I said to him, when we get to the border of Northern Territory, I think what we'll do is stop there, have some photos. When we get back on, you take the pack and just kick it down a notch. I'm going to drop my gear and I'm just going to do a nudie run and just up the highway, right? So we get there and, mate, it was cold as cold. The wind was blowing, it was howling.
Yeah.
You didn't want to take your helmet off.
Yeah.
And he said, love, I don't think this is going to be the day to do your nudie run. And I went, thank God.
Oh, shit.
Thank God. So we didn't do it there. He said, there'll be a time.
Yeah, right.
And we knew there'll be a time.
Yeah, of course.
So we get to Daily Waters.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been there?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Beautiful.
do yourself a favour. Oh,
yeah.
Beautiful. Mate, it's this shack of a pub.
Oh, okay.
It's iconic.
Is it really?
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
And it is held up with rubber thongs, people's underwear.
Oh.
It's legendary.
Yeah, no, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going there for the night. And we pull in at this place, which is at Daly Waters, and it's the aerodrome. But it was made out of compacted ants' nests in the war, right? So we wanted to have a look at that and check things out.
Yep.
And it was a beautiful day.
Yep.
Mufti says to me, mate, this might be the day. And I, you know what? I think you're right. So in my pack, I had for the very thing, a pair of red boots.
Did you really?
And we call them the red fuck me boots. So everyone's hairing up and down the airstrip on their bikes, you know, just doing the thing.
Yeah.
I get out the back, strip off the gear. I've got a pair of sunglasses on, a hat on backwards, and my red fuck me boots. This is a true story.
I love it. I love every bit of
off
it.
we go. Everyone's stopping, everyone's yahoo and clapping. Fighters are going.
Yeah.
This could only happen to me.
Yeah.
This bus of Japanese fucking tourists turn
Oh,
up.
you're fucking
Looking
kidding.
out the window. Oh, look a lady. Look a lady. Click, 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 click. Yeah, well, what can you do? Hello.
Hey,
hello.
how's it going? Welcome to Australia.
That was the celebration of my breast cancer and my new.
Fucking
But it doesn't
beautiful.
stop there. It doesn't stop there.
Doesn't it really?
We're staying at the this sounds like I'm a real bloody show pony, but I'm not really.
No, I love this. This is fantastic.
I'm not really. This is just about celebrating life and just being a bit free. You know,
more people need to do it.
You do. So we get to Daly Waters. We got our cabins, you know, and there's a guy there. We call him the Chicken Man, but he's got this hat and he has this little Balinese hut on the top of the hut.
Oh, okay.
It's a cow, like an akubra type thing.
Yep.
But he's got this stick hut on the top that looks like a Balinese hut. On top of that sits a chook.
Oh, okay, rightio.
And he plays his music and reads his poems, and elderly man, but he's great, good entertainer, you know, and you're sitting around there, you're having beers. Well, after about 68,000 Coronas, things get a bit loose, you know.
As they do.
And he said to everyone in the audience there, has anyone done anything really fun today? So my partner gets up and says, you know, well, she's done this nude run down the thing, and, you know, it was all very funny and everyone's clapping and rah-rah-rahing. Unbeknownst to me, there's a group of elderly gentlemen doing a tour on their vintage Massey Ferguson tractors.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they are doing this run around wherever they're doing to raise money for prostate cancer.
Oh, okay, yep.
So they come up with this idea for, you know, let's see who can be better at being nude.
Oh, okay, yep.
Let's see who can do, like, if you can do that, we challenge you to a race down the main street tomorrow.
No, really?
Hey, you get naked on your bike and we'll put someone on top of a Massey Ferguson.
Oh, kidding.
And I went, we after 68,000 Coronas, Brizzy.
Yeah, fuck it.
Life is great.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
I said, you reckon? But I said, you know, we're not going to do this unless we raise money
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like that.
for something.
Yep. That's a great idea.
Be it my breast cancer charity or your prostate charity.
Yep.
We'll split the thing.
Split the thing.
Then we
Yep.
said, oh, no, you know what we'll do? Money can go to the Royal Flying Doctors.
That's a good idea, yeah. Yep.
So, you know, everyone was accounted for.
Yeah.
Someone was nominated to be the treasurer for the day. And, you know, look, looking around there's about, I don't know, 70 to 90 people in the audience. And I'm thinking, how hard can it be? 8 o'clock in the morning, even when I do sober up,
Yeah.
you know, shits and giggles.
Fuck it, we come this far.
Look, once you're committed, right?
That's it, yeah.
You never back. You
Yeah.
never back out of it.
That's exactly
Out of
right.
a challenge. You can't. It's just not the done thing.
Yeah.
Wake up the next morning cold as a frog's tit, mate. Like I'm talking
Oh,
cold, freezing.
no.
And I don't know what happened overnight in that town. I don't know what happened.
What?
There were fucking thousands of people. I come out of my cabin and there's people everywhere.
Fucking word spread.
What?
Word spread.
Talk about Bush Telegraph.
Someone's throwing out pigeons.
People. It was mad.
Really?
And I said, I can't do this. And they're going, you have to.
Yeah, you committed.
it's cold. I'm saying it's cold. I can't do it. Like, you have to. Fuck. So I whack on this pair of shorts and my red boots.
Yep.
Sunnies. I'm up the back there and I'm waiting. Old mate comes out and he's old Massey Ferguson. Thing's coughing and farting. Two old Dodgers climb up the top. He's got one of those Scottish Tam O'Shanter hats on, with the pretend Scottish
hair, orange hair. Or whatever, yeah.
I said, you think you're good? You think you're good? And he goes, I'm good. So they had this piece of rope tied to the front end of the tractor. And
yes.
He used to hang on to that like it was a bridle.
Oh, okay.
And I said, you want to saddle up there, son?
Yeah.
Because this ain't going to be no slow run.
That's right.
Because I'm thinking, I'll just kick this old girl in and I'm just down.
Fucking gone.
They're not going to see me for dust. No one's going to see anything.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, fuck, it's a dirt road. I'm naked. If I fall off this fucker. And all I can think of was the old girl getting stuck on the pipes. Someone's going to have to peel that off.
Peel it off.
And I'm thinking, I don't want to go too fast. Because if I fall off, that's it.
Yeah, gravel rash.
She's not going to be good. So, look, it's not right at mature age women speaking like this, is it?
I fucking love it.
But anyway, here we go. Getting the thumbs up from Cole over there.
Yeah.
So I'm parked up the back there and I'm debating, should I go fast, should I go slow? I'm freezing. Anyway, he reckons, you ready, girlie? And I said, don't you worry about me, son.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about me.
Yeah.
He's up there. I said, you drop your strides. When you drop your strides, I'm take mine off because you're not going to be looking at me.
Yeah.
Worst thing I ever could have done. Have you ever seen an elderly man bend over in front of you and drop his tweeds?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, no.
Mate, it's like the chimes of Big Ben. I'm just going, that's not really going to make a girl want to take her clothes off, I can tell you. This hour in the morning. Anyway, cut a long story short, put the shorts off, set on the shorts, took the shirt off, I'm ready.
Yep.
He couldn't start the fucking tractor.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Mate, I'm sitting there. 8 o'clock in the morning, people everywhere, chanting,
Yeah.
Thinking they better raise a bit of money out of this because
Better make it fucking worth it.
Finally kicked her in, flags down, off I go. I know good. Oh, mate's gone to the tractor like this so I couldn't get past.
Oh, what a dog.
Oh, what a pig.
Oh, what a dog. Oh, that's smart.
Let's get a good look at the chick naked on the back in the red fuck me boots.
Yeah, I love it. That's smart.
Yeah. Anyway,
I love it.
Eventually got past, got down to the end and they said, that's not enough.
You got to come back.
The crowd want more. Of course they fucking want more.
Of course they always do.
Huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Here I am, a one-titted fucking lezo with the red fuck me boots on, freezing. Could have snapped my remaining nipple off, I tell you. It's so cold. Huh? Wouldn't be dead for quids, would you, bro?
No.
I thought, this is life, mate. This is life. This is what I'm grateful for.
Oh, 100%.
Hey? This is celebrating life at its best.
That is, and that if you could not fucking write that.
No,
you could not write that
I'm thinking,
down.
oh, Jesus Christ.
That is brilliant.
Anyway, 3 more laps we had to do.
3 laps.
Up and down. The main street of Darley Waters is not very big, mate.
Yeah.
Not very big at all, Anyway, so that was that. Got off the bike. And, we raised a lot of money for the flying doctors, and that was a great thing.
That's so cool.
But apparently someone's written some sort of poem up there, so I'm heading back up that way this year. So
good on you.
Yeah, I want to check out what sort of poem it was. But it was, in hindsight, great thing to do, and what a memory to have,
Oh, that's a brilliant. How long ago was that?
Oh, it would have been about 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah.
Poor old chick man's probably covered in feathers and flapping up somewhere.
Yeah.
But it was a great thing to do for that community, and
that's so
be it. We had a great time. People still talk about it. I obviously still talk about it.
What a cool story to share.
Yeah.
Far out.
But I think it's not about. It's a couple of things happened on that day. We awareness for prostate cancer, which is a really big thing. Awareness for breast cancer. Raise money for RFDS.
Yeah.
A lot of people were happy.
Yeah.
You know,
And
only good can come out of something really silly that started off as I want to just celebrate myself.
yes.
I want to just know that, hey, I'm alive and I'm doing stuff, and a little quiet ride up a desolate desolate airstrip in the middle of nowhere. Who would have fucking thought?
And you know what? They're the best times in the world. They're the spontaneous ones are the ones that make the memories.
Oh, mate, every time we get together, that story always comes up, and
of course it would.
Funny as
those trips that you don't plan like that just come out and something great happens out of it. They're the best.
Absolutely, and I always think spontaneity is like spontaneous parties. Spontaneous, always 100%. Been the best.
Yep.
The best piss ups that I've ever.
Yep,
that I've ever. Yeah, so. That's my funny breast cancer story and my my celebration of life story. And I try always, and this sounds probably cliche, but I think we take life for granted. And
we do.
You work in the death industry, and somewhat so do I. I see death a lot. And
well, we cross paths all the time.
We do. And I think...
I think the thing is that you've got to have people there to constantly remind other people that life is short and that you have to be reminded of your own mortality, because if you don't, you just go through this run of just blurriness where
you're just living in a void, mate.
A void, yeah. You wake up, go to work, go to bed, wake up, go to work, go do this, go to bed. That's right. And there's no living in between.
Just cycles, and you just go fucking doing the same thing every day. Work, sleep, eat, repeat. We just got to take time to just stop and
enjoy and appreciate the things that we have, and
not just the things that we have, but the people in our lives and
100%,
what they give to us and what they do. And I think,
and not dwell too much on the past. A lot of people sit there and go, and like this is the perfect example. I was thinking about this the other day. We're talking about, especially my kids in general, saying like how much the kids have grown up and how old they look now, and where those years go when they were younger and stuff like that.
Yep.
They're in the past. They're still with us now. Enjoy the time that they're with us.
Right.
They're here. Enjoy that time that you're with them instead of dwelling on the past.
Do what you can. It doesn't have to be big stuff. It doesn't have to be big stuff.
No,
it doesn't have to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can just be, doing something small.
Yeah. The things that I remember the most are the things that we do that are just either spontaneous or just little. Going for a walk, going for a ride in the park. All those things.
Absolutely.
You don't have to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on doing this and doing that. It's ridiculous.
And I think it worries me. Well, I don't think about it. I know it worries me that, we're in this digital age where people are consumed with digital stuff. And I think, you're right there, mate. You're trying to screw your head off.
Who knows what he's doing?
Oh, mate, over there.
He's stretching his neck.
Is this the house of the Exorcist?
Yeah, half of it. It is. Yeah, this has got some stories. I tell you. The walls of this bloody place.
Yeah.
What about a family drive one day, Bryce? You took the family for a bit of a drive.
Yep.
Stumbled across something, didn't you?
Oh yeah. That one's going to be one I'll tell on another day.
Yeah.
I'll have to. You'll hear that one. That's a good one. I'm actually going to have my daughter on for that story.
Yeah. And just telling stories. People don't tell stories.
Yeah, 100%.
People don't sit around and talk to each other as much as perhaps we used to.
Yeah.
And
I think this is a good compromise.
I think it's a great compromise.
Where you get
a great compromise, and people can, if someone takes away one small thing from anything that we've been talking about today, it's
people are going to be taking away something for sure. I can fucking tell you that much.
Don't ride your bike down Daly Waters airstrip naked, because some busload of Japanese tourists will get you.
Unless you're wearing your red fuck me boots.
That's it, mate. You'll find yourself in all sorts of fucking trouble.
Oh, that is brilliant. My jaw's still hurting.
Is it? Sorry about that.
No, you're right. That's brilliant.
I don't bring that out a lot, but when I do...
thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate it.
I was thinking today, what am I going to talk about today? I don't want it to be just about death and dying and,
of course.
Whilst that's an important topic, and I think
it is, but it's also that what we've been discussing, it's also important to acknowledge that is a part of our lives, that there is going to be those times that there is going to be death and there is going to be that. So maybe we should take more time and enjoy ourselves and enjoy and celebrate those lives that we're living and in the present and in the future to come, and don't dwell on the past. Just live for now.
Hit for now, and just I think take it as it comes.
Well, I mean, you're the perfect example of it. I mean, you've seen you've gone through it several times. I mean, how many times?
Yeah. Hello, I'm here to tell you Some very good news. You're about to hit the end of your life. Fuck off.
That's exactly
This
it.
is not my time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But you know what? Also, too, like something that you mentioned before, which I actually find very, I believe to be a real thing in the sense that you said when you got diagnosed with breast cancer that you were like, no, I'm not going to let this beat me. I'm going to take charge of this, and I'm going to,
Yeah.
I think having that mindset definitely makes the difference in helping increase your chances.
True that. But having said that, I think each one for their own journey.
Of course, yeah.
You know,
yeah,
I can't sit
definitely.
here and be the tell all and end all and be all of how you should be when you get that diagnosis because
look,
everyone is different.
Yeah.
But certainly for me, having that attitudinal stuff and having really good positive people around me was helpful and it was right for me.
Yeah, I use that sort of principle in sort of other things in my life. I can't talk for someone that was going through something like that.
No.
That's a life-changing event, and I can't speak for someone that I have never had that happen to me.
No.
So I can't speak for that. But I think that just having that sort of motivation on any sort of aspect in life and something that you tackle, I think if you go in a strong mind like that, I think it does help in certain ways.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean I didn't have my down days because certainly I did. Certainly I did, and there were times when I just was in absolute despair. But you have to have those things around you that can pull you up,
and a good support network. Like
absolutely, and I'm
as well.
so grateful for all of that stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
and then so you come out, you do come out on the end. Definitely a better person, more appreciation for life, more, you know what, let's fucking do this, let's do that, who cares?
It's so right, I've got this scar across my chest and this removable breast. But that removable breast has given me more joy and more connection with people, and I think it's really helped to shape the woman that I am and to give me a bit more self-confidence,
Yes, of course.
I remember being at the gym one day and I had this little training top on. Excuse me, are you listening to me over there or are you on your phone?
Cole's getting in trouble.
That's my boyfriend, Cole.
Yeah, that's right. I've heard that.
Yeah, he is. So I was at the gym one day and I got a training top on and I bent down to pick up my program and mate just happened to fall out and just on the floor. This dude comes past and, he's built like a fucking brick shit house, got the watermelons under the arms. He looks down at
Invisible Lat syndrome.
Yeah, that's him. He looks down at it and I said, is that yours?
He fucking legged it.
He's legged it. Got that.
Was that your chicken fillet?
Yeah, it's me chicken fillet.
Yeah.
She's gone out there. That was a whole chook, mate.
Was it a whole
Not just a
chook?
fillet, mate. I've got a whole chook. But, you have to laugh. Some people could be really mortified at that, but you have to find some sort of level of humour.
Of course.
And I, fortunately, I think because of influences in my early life from my mother and her sisters,
Sure,
who were hilarious women but very strong women, I think the gratitude I have for those women is immense.
Well, I think also too, with coming from the funeral side of things and dealing with people's passings and that, and dealing with the families that I've dealt with over the years, I think a lot of the families that I've dealt with, the ones that seem to handle it the best, seems the ones that have a bit of humour in their life and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and look at things.
You're right.
It's a method of, coping.
Yeah.
There's a method for coping, and
it is a method of coping, and I think I don't know a nurse alive who doesn't have that black sense of wicked humour, and I guess you guys probably got it as well.
Yes,
it just helps you deal with the horrendous things that you have to deal with, and those things don't necessarily have to be physical things that you're seeing or smelling.
No, that's right.
They can be. Some interactions with people have also been horrendous, and
of course, definitely,
and you do have to have some way that you can sift through that ugliness of life so that you can go on and give to the next person and certainly give to yourself and give to people at home, So people don't get it and they think that you're being disrespectful. Well, we're not.
That's right.
We're just trying to cope the best way that we can and the way that we know that works for us. So
because it's a lot of your time that you're dealing with especially when you're on the job or is dealing with the fact that these people are passing away, that they're going to die, and that you felt with the realism of it, and
That's right.
and you build up these personal relationships with those people that you're looking after and you're dealing with.
Absolutely,
So,
and
you're going over this grief process every single time someone passes away.
Yep.
And it could be a weekly basis, depending on the situation.
True
You're
that.
constantly with these people that you've built up relationships for years.
That's right. So I'm fortunate enough to work with people with dementia. So I'm constantly counselling families about, this is a death before death before death before death,
course,
because
yeah.
they're constantly losing that loved one. And it doesn't matter what phase of my nursing I've been in, looking after someone who's palliating or dying is one of the most honourable things that I think a person can ever do.
Yes.
I've been fortunate enough to sit with so many people. It's countless.
Yes.
And each one of those is different, but each one of those is life-giving for me because I learn something every time.
Yeah. Yep.
And just to be with someone when they're transitioning from life to death to wherever they're going
Yes.
is such an honourable thing that is
It is.
never to be underestimated. And, that's probably one of the serious things in my life that I do take seriously. I take a lot of things seriously, but, I give that perhaps a lot more reverence than I do other things in life.
And too, right. I mean, look, we've had people come up to us over the years and said, "How do you do the job that you're doing?" You can see the things that you see, and I'm like, well, look, a lot of the time we're coming after the event's taken place. Like, we don't have a personal connection with that person at that point when we come to do a transfer. It says the people that have dealt with that person that's been alive, the ones that, the nurses, in some circumstances, the ambulance people that are in certain circumstances, depending on the circumstances of the passing, we're there always past tense. We're the people that are there keeping the people alive or dealing with the transition of that person going to that passing, they're the ones that are dealing with it the most emotionally.
Yeah, but, I don't think you should underestimate the power behind that either, Bryce.
No, that's true.
Because what you do is just as important as what I do. And can I tell you, I've seen some pretty dodgy stuff. Mm-hmm. Looking after people after they've passed on is just as important.
Oh, yes.
And people do take note of what happens and what is said and how things are presented and, the level of professionalism
Yes.
is just as comforting or just as traumatic, whichever way it's presented to those people. So I don't think you should ever, minimise what you guys do, because on the spectrum, we're all playing equal parts, I think,
Sure.
And
I guess that's a good way to look at it. I guess that's where you take it. You've had the reins for so long, and you transition, you hand over the reins to us to do the final disposition. Look, don't get me wrong. There's nothing more satisfying than looking after someone's loved one, and then at the end of everything's taken place and everything's completed.
Yep.
The family turn around and say, thank you so much for everything that you've done. It's the best feeling in the world. Oh, but it can also tear you apart at the same time too. So it's a very fine line, and it's a double-edged sword.
Yep.
And if you're not careful, it can kick you in the ass real quick.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
So, you just got to be smart enough to know when to take a step back, not to involve yourself too much or involve yourself more, depending on the person's situation.
Yeah.
But it is one of those double-edged swords.
It is, and I think Western societies we just don't do death well. I don't think
we don't.
We got jack shit idea, really.
Yeah, 100%.
We think we do, but we got nothing.
Yeah. Oh, look, my hat goes off to some of the cultures that I've witnessed with the way that they handle death and the procedures that they do. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful.
Same, absolutely.
Yeah, kudos to them too.
We just go and I just call. I don't.
I think
no wonder so many people are caught up in worrying. And their grief is so intense because they're not prepared and they don't have the value around.
Well, they don't know. They don't. There's no direction.
No,
there's no direction at all for them.
Yep.
And look, I think if now we're in a time where it's more easily accessible to get all the different sort of views and opinions of different cultures, beliefs, and religions and whatnot, so you can make an easier, more informed decision for yourself to decide what sort of path that you wish to follow. But also too, I think it's finally we're at this stage now where people are more accepting as well of death and also want to celebrate those lives that people have lived and stuff like that. Nowadays, it's more apparent now than ever. Like, how often would you have a celebrant come in to do a funeral and discuss, the more informal, maybe share a couple of funny stories,
Not
throw a
coming up
swear word in
That's it,
there
yeah.
or two. It's not so morbid and dark.
You need to be
and
where people are.
Of course, definitely.
And a couple of my biker mates have passed on, and they both had cancer diagnoses.
Sure.
And both of them chose to have a wake before they died.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, see, I like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
And they had, one guy had bands, we had pigs on spits, we had barbecues.
Yeah.
Everyone from all walks of his life was there. Awesome.
Yeah, I actually did one not too long ago where the person didn't end up passing away. It was inevitable, but they let him out of the hospital today, and we did a pre-funeral.
Yep.
So essentially, we went to the house. Everyone turned up. He came up. We had him sit up the front next to me, and I spoke it like it was a funeral. He
Yep.
wanted to attend his own funeral, so he did.
Good.
He turned up. He sat
And you
there.
know what I think? Whatever goes, whatever's good,
Yeah, of course.
it's okay. Who are we to judge
yeah. Yeah,
what
of course.
someone likes? But there is something said for ritual,
Oh, look, some people, and look, I have so much respect for people who are traditionalists. I've got no problem with that at all. People who want a traditional funeral, want it in a church, it could be, they might have belief of being buried as opposed to a cremation, whatever the case may
That's
be.
right.
I got mad respect for people that want to follow traditional values as
Yeah.
well, because that's what they believe that they're going and what they're doing.
Absolutely. And I think it's really sad that some people don't.
No,
And I think because we don't, and this is the power of these podcasts, I guess.
Yes,
It's not talked about enough.
100%.
We got all these people out there, and I'm just going to take this as an example.
Yes,
Cancer is in the uprise.
yes, it is
Suicide is out of control,
out of control.
and you guys would know that.
Yes, definitely.
Suicide is out of control. What the hell's going on?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
What do you do? Like, the thing
I
is,
think people just need to start talking about it and
be more
again
open.
talking to each other and
yes, and not so much just doing this,
Yeah,
burying
no.
their face into.
and it's all really good to say, come and talk to me anytime, mate.
yeah,
But you got to be out there and you got to.
yeah.
I don't know.
No, I totally agree. Look, I think these sort of things, these podcasts, because now that I've been diving into the podcast world,
Yeah.
you start to cross paths with other podcasts. I've met some other dudes. I did get some inspiration from some other podcasters, one in particular, like the Alpha Blokes and stuff like that. Good bunch of blokes who promote deleting head noise,
Yep.
a bit of mental health.
Yep.
And it's a really good thing that they're doing.
And I think, one of the biggest things that we can do is just get off the bloody,
Get
out of the digital world for an hour a day.
Yeah. And you know what they did too? They essentially made their own community. So they made their own community of people that have gotten together and share their stories of their hard times that they're going through, but also celebrating their good times that they've done. And it's really nice to see. Like, it's really beautiful. I think that's what we need more of. Need more of that sort of stuff. And that will in turn, help with these sort of suicide rates, more of awareness of that sort of thing, more of awareness of illness and sicknesses that have been going on.
Absolutely. And I think we got
helping.
this whole generation or a couple of generations that are just lost.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
But-
and especially for the younger people coming through. It's going to be fucking hard for them.
Mate.
It's going to be hard.
People say, I wish I could have my life over again. No. Not now, you wouldn't.
No, 100%.
I don't think. And I don't mean
No
to be
way.
scaring younger people, but.
No.
And they're probably better equipped than you and I.
Yes.
Especially me, because I'm older than you. But they're probably more equipped to deal with that than what I am. But I certainly could not be navigating
Yeah.
this world today. It's just too fast.
What's the saying? There's that saying that says hard times make hard people make soft times make soft people. It's like this vicious circle that, and unfortunately I think that's in a situation for the youngest generation that are coming through at the moment. I think that these times now that these I would class as softer times where, it doesn't take much for someone to take something the wrong way and it's given them a mental issue, and the next thing you know that there is the chances of suicide and all these other things.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
And when did it become I ask myself often, when did suicide become the groovy thing to do?
Yeah, it's like the first option. It's like the first option that's out there. It's like
Blows
before
my
anything
mind,
else.
and it just.
Yeah. Oh, look, I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, I know.
So I can't speak for those people, but you're exactly right in saying that is like, when's this just a groovy thing to do? Like, it's just the option to look to without anything else. And unfortunately, it is one of those things that is just swept under the rug, and statistically, the general public would have no idea how many people take their own lives weekly.
No, they wouldn't.
They got no idea.
No.
They have no idea. And it doesn't have to be, it's not.
Short-term solution for a short-term problem.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right.
Yeah, but then it becomes a problem for the other people around them.
Well, it's the people that are left behind. They're the ones that are going to pick up the pieces. They're the ones that are going to deal with it.
And people say, they're.
Look, I can't.
People make these judgments about,
Yeah.
is it a brave thing or is it a stupid thing or what? You don't know because you're not in those people's.
Yeah, you're not in those people's headspace. You're not walking those people's shoes. You can't judge them in that sense. But there are other options that are available.
Absolutely.
Life is short in itself. Don't make it any shorter than it needs to be. We're constantly reminded of that.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Yeah,
I'm sure you
definitely.
are.
Seen enough of it.
Yeah.
So still nursing?
Still nursing, mate.
Yeah.
Still passionate about my people with dementia.
Good on you.
Love it. Yeah.
And you're set in now for that. That's what you're going to see out.
Set in now for that, I think, unless something else comes along that,
Really, yeah.
tickles my red boots.
Yeah. I got to see these red boots one day. No, they can be in the cupboard.
These boots are made for walking.
Or riding Harleys naked
Yeah,
down.
that's it.
They should change that song.
That's it.
So that's what you're actually going to go back there later on in the year. You're saying?
Yeah, I'm taking
for a
my
trip?
niece. I'm taking my niece up for. She's just turned 18, so my partner and I are taking her up to. We're flying up. We're doing the
Beautiful.
doing the girly way out. Just a little couple of weeks up there. Darwin, Kakadu, Catherine.
Oh, beautiful.
Bit of cultural immersion stuff for her. She's quite arty and.
Nice.
So Tiwi Islands, we're going to go there.
Good on you.
Check out that. I'm really quite drawn to that sort of. I don't know. I think in a previous life, if you believe in that stuff, I think maybe I was a tribal girl of some sort.
I reckon you would have been a leader, mate.
You reckon?
I reckon so, for sure. You've got that quality.
Oh, thanks, mate.
No, you're welcome.
A leader of bad things.
Nasty things.
Follow me, I'll get you into trouble really quickly.
No, I love it. So how
cool.
long are you doing that for? A couple of weeks or something, is it? Or?
I think almost 3 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, good on you. Yeah.
Just to chill out, just a bit of time with the child.
Yeah, yep. No, that'd be good. Well deserved.
Nice thing to do for her.
Yeah, well, it's actually been nice to actually catch up with you more of a social gathering, because most of the time that we do see each other is usually early hours in the morning.
Early hours in the morning when I'm, handing over one of my prized people.
Yep.
My beloveds, or at a funeral.
At a funeral, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny how many times that seems to be the most common place that I catch up with people, seems to be funerals.
Sad, isn't it? Really?
It is, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
But I think each time when I walk away and I see you guys and we have our jokes and we're laughing and stuff, and I think, was that appropriate or not? Well, you know what? Yes, it is. Because
I think it is.
Life goes on and people need to see that there is, joy in life, and
of course,
not being disrespectful at all. It's just people acknowledging others for who they are and what they mean to you. I think
the most important thing was being there in the first place.
Absolutely.
To pay your respects.
Yeah.
So, that's it's good. And like these days I'm a little bit long in the tooth when it comes to doing funerals and stuff like that. It's sort of busy doing other stuff, but it's good to catch up with beautiful, like-minded people like yourself.
Thank you. This has been awesome.
No, it's been
chilled.
fantastic.
Chilled. Anyone out there who gets invited, don't think it's a nerve-wracking experience, because it's certainly not. It's just...
Well, I did actually. There's a couple other people that we got coming on shortly, and that's the first thing they said to us. They said, "Oh, I don't know how I'm going to go and stuff like that." But no, you'll enjoy it.
Get some red boots.
You're a testament to it. That's exactly right. Yeah. Strap those red boots on and go for it, eh?
That's it.
100%. Yeah, no, so what we do is, for every person that turns up, it comes on. So we do a couple of different sections of this podcast. So this one section is the essentially people sharing the eulogy.
Yep.
That's what I like to class it. some of the other shows that we do as well, we do like a morning show, like MOUR.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, morning. Play on words. Where we actually have some people. They do actually send us through questions and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah, but for these podcasts, we do up a nameplate for the guest. So I've done you up a nameplate.
Right.
Well, and Cole actually
Where does it have to
inscribed
go?
it.
Where does it have
Wherever
to
you want to put it.
Oh, right, yeah.
The common place.
Oh, it's
in,
a coffin nameplate.
Yeah, it's a
oh,
coffin
I'm loving
nameplate.
it.
Yeah, so you get your own coffin nameplate.
Oh, that's perfect.
So it says,
I love it.
Nurse Nasty.
I wonder
up
if
the
I
top.
could put that on my bike anywhere, do you reckon?
Oh, we could find a spot to put on your bike for sure. And then you can tell
Love it.
people that that's your coffin nameplate.
Perfect.
So,
Thanks, dudes.
No, you're welcome.
I'm loving it.
No,
Got my own coffin nameplate.
Yeah, so that's what all the
Hopefully
guests.
we won't be using it soon.
No, well, that's just a novelty one. So
Yeah. Cool.
But essentially, like, you can see this coffin table that
Yeah.
we've got here. That's what you'd have on there. So, no, what do you reckon of the
Awesome.
coffin table?
I love it.
You love it?
I love it. Remember, I don't know if you remember, we had the big hog rally here about 10 years ago, I think.
Oh, was that the?
Yeah, and we came out and we said, look, we need an esky.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
and we donated
We
the
donated a
coffin,
coffin and we turned it into an esky.
and you took that with you.
We took that with us on a sidecar.
Yeah,
and
that's
we
it.
were driving around, riding around selling beers
That's
and Rambos.
That's fucking rolls away.
Oh, wild.
Are you guys? Are they doing another? They still do it every
Look,
year?
you know, I'm not part of that gang anymore, that
Yeah.
group.
Ah,
I
fair
shouldn't
enough.
say gang, that group anymore. Just life
Yeah, of course.
Life-
yeah, they're busy.
life
and
gets in the
everything.
way and things change, you
yeah, of
know. Still catch up with the original crew.
Oh, cool.
Those contacts and those
yeah.
friendships will never die.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what. I'm not. That's what we've got a cool couple of little people where we just catch
Yeah,
up and go for a
that's
bit
right.
of a ride. It's good fun.
As long as you're on it, as long as you're doing it, whatever you're doing,
Mm.
you know, like be it digging in the garden or
whatever it is.
going
yeah,
fishing
yeah.
or riding your bike, you know, like
You definitely got to
as
make
long as it fulfills you and it gives you some sort of joy and some sort of
time for yourself to give yourself some therapy too.
That's it.
definitely in this busy world, busy times.
empty the head.
Definitely, 100%. Now, your stories have been fucking amazing. I love it. So
Just the girl doing bullshit. Are we going to have that tequila?
yeah. Do you want a shot of the Don Julio or what? I'll do you a half nip.
Yeah, doing a half nip.
Yeah, because it tastes like absolute dog shit.
Does it?
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
no,
great.
it's not cheap. It was
Really?
Yeah, I got it on sale for about $94.
It's not going to make my bum cheeks come up and wrap around the top of my head.
It might make you want to put your red boots on.
You need to pop up for a
Yeah, that's right. Knees up around the ears. Okay.
Don Julio.
Don Julio.
Don Julio.
Yeah, that's better. I like that. Don Julio.
Don Julio.
Gotta put a bit of a Don Julio.
You killed my wife. Prepare to die.
So here we go.
Is this a tradition?
It's a tradition.
Oh, far be it for me to buck tradition.
The last episode, is that too much?
Look,
I'll do you half of one.
do me a half one of those.
The last episode, I had one of my good mates on. He actually, we finished the episode and he goes, "Oh, I thought we were going to do a..." No, he goes, "Oh, one of my friends asked if we are going to do a shot." So we actually re-aired the show and so we could just
Really?
have a shot. Yeah. That's cool. So that's the Don Julio. There you
Don
go.
Julio.
Cheers
Cheers to you.
to good health.
Cheers to all things in life and,
That's it.
and death.
That's it. And
May
celebrate.
you live life to the fullest.
I love that. Thank you.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Can I tell you,
Yep. How was that?
mate, I've drunk some shit in my tongue.
That's the last time you put that in your mouth as well.
That's the last time something like that goes in my mouth.
That's the same shit you fuel your Harley with, eh?
Oh, mate, that's fucking airplane fuel.
It is, isn't it?
That costs you money.
I know, it's fucking terrible.
You just distilled it downstairs. This is
I-
embalming shit, isn't it?
No, it's,
Fucking,
not,
I'm going to walk out here like,
it's not embalming
Oh,
fluid, I
fuck.
swear. Isn't it fucking terrible?
mate,
It's famous. I'm making this famous.
Don Julio.
Don Julio. Don can get fucked. That's I can do.
Dawn is dangerous. Oh, mate.
Yeah, so. Oh, there you go.
Surely you could have something a bit softer for the softer part of the team.
That's a part of the.
Not
you
that
know.
I ever, want to be known as being soft.
No, well, that's it. That's it. That's why Nurse Nasty gets the nasty of them all. So, well, it's been
Something troubling you there, Cole? I could probably arrange some cream for something like that.
Yeah, I don't think there's a cream for that.
I'm not going there, Sunshine.
No, I wouldn't either. Well, thank you so much
Hey,
for
absolute pleasure. Had an
this has
absolute
been
ball.
so much fun. Thank you so
Way
much.
cool.
Thank you for sharing your stories and
Easy as.
your triumphs and all the bits and pieces that come with it. So good luck with your trip later on in the
thanks.
year too.
It'll be great.
Yeah,
It'll be
and
great.
When you get back. Swing us a text or something.
Swing you a text. I'll swing you a text. I think I'm going on a camel trek next year.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm over in the South Australian Ranges.
True.
Yeah, 10 days. I'm thinking of, seriously, I want to do that. And you swag out every night. So
That's cool. Yeah. Well,
I think I might give that a go. So I don't have to fuck me boots to work out there, but
give it a crack.
fuck me boots in a camel, I don't know. That's way too much.
Well, you'll have to definitely let us know how that goes. We'll bring you back on and give us the
Yeah,
details
that'll
of
be
how you
fun.
went.
Look, always have something planned is my motto.
Yeah, a
You
basic.
have to always have something planned. Yeah.
And then as soon as it diverges, just go with it.
Yep. That's it.
100%.
That's it.
Oh, well, thank you so much
Hey.
to everyone that's listening to. Appreciate it. We appreciate the support and the love. We love you all. Thank you. And
Thank you.
yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Nurse Nasty.
Hey, thank you. And look, could everyone just look after each other, look after yourselves?
That's a great way.
And, just try and enjoy. And if you're not enjoying, find someone who can help you enjoy.
That's it. And I think that's perfect words to leave on it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Cheers.
thank you so
Thank
much. Talk
you.
soon. Cheers.
Bye.
See ya.
I can't breathe.